So anybody who's got the Swell Ridge Merlin, this is a quick video about showing the setting up of the tilt motors here. The new system is to have these two collars glued onto the motor shaft. So this is the bayonet connector. That's twist and pull, and it should come off. Obviously, you've got all the wires coming through there, so you're not doing that frequently. But the important thing is to get these aligned properly. So included in the files is these two jigs. So if you assemble the collar, the ring, into the jig, remembering to put in the alignment screw, you want to be using epoxy, I would suggest, and not some quick setting stuff. So these things get pushed on to the shaft, which you've glued. There's a spacer available in the files. That's 80mm, so that gets clipped on. And so you have these two things connected to the adapters, and you should have found yourself a bar or a tube that goes between the two, and that will ensure that you get these two aligned when the epoxy cures. Right, so after you've let that set, it's a bit of a game feeding in the wires from the servo, especially if you're printing the old system. This wing is quite hard to feed the wires through, but the new one has channels, so that should make it a doddle. Also there's larger holes here. I've just uploaded some jigs, alignment jigs, that help keep the plane perfectly level. And there's one for the tail as well, so it's a duplication on here, and one for the tail. The servos are powered. You can see here, hopefully, I've got the power for the servos separated, and that goes to a separate bus which is powered from an 8.4 volt BEC, which is underneath the flight controller. The servos, if you're following exactly my setup, they go into servo 9 and 10. And to set, we'll take a look at these. I've uploaded these files as well. I know it's unlikely you're going to have the same spirit level as me, but you want to come up with something like this, that because you'll be measuring vertical and horizontal. So you might have to make your own arrangement with that. But anyway, mission planner is connected. We'll power up, and I would advise doing this because you've got these strange things connected to the motors. Do this before connecting up the motors. So all the motors are dead at the moment. We'll power it up. Expect some movement on that. Okay, if we pop over to mission planner. We'll just get a little sheet of paper. How's that going? There's quite a good explanation on this on the Autopilot page. We've got the setting here. So if you come up this, it's the autopilot.org, the plane documentation, Q-plane. It explains quite well. There's no point me going through it here, but it explains quite well. One of the positions is the servo minimum. The other one is actually a vertical component when the aircraft is in Q-plane flight. So there is another parameter, Q tilt fix angle. This I suggest you leave at 0 unless you want to experiment with in-flight thrust vectoring. So what we're doing is getting in mission planner and we're in Q stabilize now, and if everything is set up nicely, we should see the bubble in the middle. If it's not, you adjust the end of the servo depending on which servo you have. Find out which one it's closest to. Obviously adjust the servo travel limit so that that's vertical. Then we have to check the other end. So if you just film these moving, we're going to manual and set that mode. We go down, and if we're lucky, we get this one level as well. So you might have to go backwards and forwards a few times, setting these to servo limits. So what we're actually resetting, if it can load up quickly enough. It's taking a while, there we go. So we've got tilt motor front left, tilt motor front right. So you're basically setting up these two limits. And you might have to go around this loop a couple of times before you get both ends to be vertical and horizontal, but that shouldn't take yourself too long. And obviously you want the plane leveled to do this, which is why I've supplied these jigs. I think that's about it for the moment. Okay, thanks.